The cabin was quiet, too quiet, as if the night itself was holding its breath. The flight attendant walked slowly down the aisle, her steps heavy, her eyes uneasy. In row 14, a nervous passenger leaned in close, whispering to his neighbor. Above them, faint shadows moved across the ceiling, like footsteps that shouldn't exist. A man tilted his head upward, straining his ears, trying to catch the sound. Passengers exchanged uneasy glances, their silence louder than any scream. Hands gripped the armrest tightly, knuckles white with fear. The flight attendant froze mid-step, scanning the dark cabin with wide eyes. Suddenly, the lights flickered violently, plunging the cabin into unease. At the end of the aisle, a tall, dark shadow appeared, impossibly still. Gasps filled the air as passengers pointed, trembling fingers aimed at the figure. The attendant whispered shakily, "No one should be standing now." But in the next breath, the shadow was gone. An icy draft swept through the cabin, chilling every spine. A mother clutched her daughter's hand, both shaking in fear. The little girl burst into tears, pointing desperately at the window. A pale, distorted face pressed against the glass, its black eyes unblinking. The mother's face twisted in shock, unable to look away. Passengers raised their phones, desperate to capture proof. But their screens showed only static and black fog. Whispers spread like wildfire, passengers muttering in panic. Above them, the ceiling groaned, then erupted with pounding metal. Every head snapped upward, dread spreading through the rows. The overhead bins burst open, throwing luggage onto screaming passengers. Chaos filled the cabin as bags rained down mercilessly. And then, darkness swallowed everything. In that void, ghostly whispers slithered through the air. "You shouldn't be here." Faint faces flickered in the dark, half seen, half felt. One man covered his ears, but the voices only grew louder. Panic erupted, the whispers now a deafening roar. The lights snapped back on suddenly, blinding in their return. Row 14 sat empty, the seatbelt still buckled, drink untouched. The flight attendant dropped to her knees, pointing, her face pale with horror. Every passenger turned to stare at the abandoned seat. On the seatback screen, the missing man's face appeared, smiling unnaturally. The smile widened into something grotesque, inhuman. Then the face melted into static, dripping blackness. A passenger screamed, pointing at the screen in terror. The entire cabin dissolved into chaos, fear consuming all. The captain's voice crackled over the intercom, distorted, broken. Only static hissed, louder and louder, filling the air. Then, words appeared in glowing red. "Don't look away." The passengers froze, unable to move, trapped in silence. Outside, the plane cut through the black night sky. Dozens of ghostly faces pressed against the fuselage, watching. One face screamed against the glass, mouth stretched wide. Faint voices drifted from outside, muffled but near. The plane glowed faintly, surrounded by the dark. A massive distorted face slammed against the window. The passengers screamed in unison, a chorus of terror. Every screen in the cabin filled with nothing but static. The lights flickered once, twice, then died for good. From the outside, the plane began fading into darkness. For a moment, a pale face lingered in the void. Then came a scream, distant at first, then deafening. The echo of that scream rattled through the night. The plane was seen one final time, shrinking in the dark sky. Shadows surrounded it, tightening their grip, and in an instant, the airplane was gone. Blackness remained, only silence.